Welcome to Small Town Snarks. I'm Joel.
And I'm Miranda. Let's get snarky.
Rent, 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 rent. We're not gonna pay rent, 'cause everything is rent.
I thought you said you were taking the high harmony.
No, I said I wasn't consistent with it. So
But that was consistently no high.
it was a low harmony.
I've
I don't know.
lost
Welcome
the
back,
plot.
listeners.
Welcome back.
It's been a time here.
Yeah.
We're on here as in the podcast. We have moved on. We are now in December of 2023.
3.
Oh my, no, 2.
Two.
2.
We're not at 3 yet.
Oh my
Pish
gosh,
posh.
December 2022.
Before that, you had another Florida story that I think the listeners would like to hear.
So listeners, we're recording a lot of things at one time, as we do here on the podcast, and I forgot that there was a really critical Universal Studios story that I had to tell Miranda, or I'd be remiss. So I went on this trip recently, and I was going with several friends who hadn't been to Universal in a really long time. And their main priority was to do all the Harry Potter stuff.
Okay.
Which, we had a perfect day for it. We went on, a Wednesday morning, and there was nobody in the parks. We waited, 40 minutes for Hagrid's. There was nobody. But they were like, we only need to do the Harry Potter stuff. And I was like, look, Joel, do not go to Universal Studios and not ride E.T.
That's right. You stand by your morals.
I did.
Yeah.
I said, I don't care. I don't care who's going, who's been before. We don't walk into that park. It would be disrespectful to the park.
That's right.
To not go and see our good friend E.T. So sure enough, waited 5 minutes, rode on that bicycle, and everybody had a blast.
The smell of that ride.
I know. It's the best ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a strange ride too. Universal does this more than Disney, but it's not the story of the movie. It's its own story.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of the Harry Potter rides are their own story too. It's not we're gonna take you through the movie. Or I feel like Disney, a lot of times the rides are we're gonna take you through the movie.
Yeah.
But E.T., it's
it's
we're gonna open up a whole new world.
You
for
will be on the Green Planet.
Yeah, and you're gonna see all of his friends,
whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
You are going to see all of them. Magdoll, all of them. They're all there.
Welcome home.
You've arrived. Classic.
Yeah. And then there's a little whoo, water spray.
With the weird belly button thing going on. Have you seen that? That's my favorite character. The one that has the
3 heads, the
yeah, the thing.
Yeah.
And it's always tilted over because that thing hasn't worked in 30
he's
years. Yeah. I'm sure there's a proper name for it. Eric's over here listening to this, and Eric, you know the proper name. You don't? Oh, Eric doesn't know the proper name.
No.
Oh, I'm surprised.
When's the last time you saw the E.T. movie?
I definitively can say I probably have not seen that movie all the way in its full length before my...
Okay.
I would like to say
I
got a lot of
some
looks.
mad crap about people who haven't seen Back to the Future.
Oh, because that movie, all 3 of those movies are a masterpiece. Now, granted, E.T. is a masterpiece. I'm sure it is.
It's
I'm not saying
being
it's not.
Oh, I've never seen Jaws.
I've seen Jaws multiple times. E.T., I just have never been in this. I could tell you I could sit right now and watch all 3 Back to the Future movies, and I would be so content right now. I've never once sat in a room and said, I want to watch all of E.T. right now.
Okay, so...
Bring me the alien. I want to watch him now.
That's going on our list for Wine Night movie recap.
Perfect.
This podcast is going to turn into a movie rewatch podcast, but that's okay. Because we have a lot of movies that we need to experience together. I also want to watch the Terrifier movies with you and then do a recap. But anyway, the reason I brought it up is because Eric, like, within the last year was like, when's the last time you watched the movie? You need to revisit it. It's so good. And I rewatched it, and I actually stopped halfway through because I was like, my emotions can't handle this movie right now. Like, it is just, it's a perfect movie. It really is.
I mean, it's been, I'm sure I have seen the whole thing in bits and pieces in my lifetime, but like, I can't definitively tell you when the last time was that I ever actually like saw the whole thing.
Yeah, and the puppetry work is so good. Like, all of that, it's just.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
They have one of the E.T. like puppets at Museum of Moving Image right now. I'd love to see that. He's a weird looking guy.
He is a weird looking guy, and all of his friends are too. They're just, they're just creepy.
I like the baby ETs that are like on the vines, just hanging out.
Yeah. So I was so passionate about that. I will defend that ride.
I think what we're finding out is you're a fake fan.
I'm a fan where it matters because here's the thing. I know a lot of people that work in the theme park industry, and I know based off of the number of people that ride attractions, that helps them make decisions about what to keep and what to get rid of. And I put my money and I put my patronage behind.
You don't put your money. You have never paid to go to Universal.
That's a lie. I have paid before, but it's been a minute. But yes.
I thought you said you never paid.
No, I have paid to go to Universal before, but
I stand corrected. I mean, you buy food and stuff.
Exactly, but like I say the same thing about Disney. Like, I'm the biggest I'm a huge Muppets fan. I won't say I'm there are definitely people that love the Muppets more than I do, but I'm a big fan of the Muppets. And anytime I bought press pennies of the Muppets last time I was in Florida, like I put my money where it matters. It's like my vote. I put it where I want to see what I want. I want more Muppets. I want more E.T. I want more attention to detail.
Well, I just feel like you need to see the movie to know the ride.
Yeah. I mean, I know what happens.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you really?
I mean, I probably will miss a piece or two. I get the general gist of it all. I mean,
give me the Spark Notes, E.T.
You get E.T., he shows up, he's in town. You get him on the bicycle, you get him home. That's the story of E.T.
Oh my god.
That's the gist.
Okay, we need to move on. I'll get too angry.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I hadn't seen Devil Wears Prada, which we still have to do our episode on that.
Oh my gosh.
I hadn't seen it. I watched it with you. We had wine, we had snacks. It was a good time. And now we've checked that box, so you won't be irritated with me. Now we need to check the E.T. box for you.
When was the last time you quoted E.T. to me? That was the other thing. I quote Devil Wears Prada like it's my second job.
Well, that's just because you love Meryl Streep.
I do love Meryl Streep. And it was very disrespectful for her to not come to Joseph.
She tried. There weren't any seats.
This is going off the rails. But yes, so we will add E.T. to the list. Listeners, stand by for a couple episodes from now.
If there's any movies or shows out there that you're like, I want Miranda and Joel's commentary on this.
We got thoughts, we got feelings. Yes, and Miranda's debrief of Devil Wears Prada will be coming out soon.
Oh my gosh.
Classic.
I did have some problems with that movie. I love it. We'll see how the second one is, but like, I don't know. The fact that they were like, Anne Hathaway was supposed to be the fat character, it's insane. Insanity. No wonder everyone had body image issues.
4 is the new 2, and 2 is the new 0. Yeah.
I'm making fun of her because she says she's a size 6. Oh my god.
It's a fascinating movie.
Yeah.
Highly quotable.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of feelings.
The end doesn't make any sense. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that you've been simmering on this for a couple weeks. You've just got a lot of feelings. So.
Well, I keep getting the ads for the second one,
Uh-huh.
so then I keep thinking about the first one, and I'm just like, what a weird time that was. I do love some of Meryl's quotes though, and I would like to implement them into my life. My favorite, I think, was, "You're not trying, you're whining."
That's Stanley Tucci. That's a Stanley Tucci. You love it.
That's a
Stanley Tucci quote.
Line?
Yeah.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah. It's a classic. We're not here to talk about Devil Wears Prada.
No. Or E.T.
Or E.T. We're here to talk about a little ditty called Rent.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Larson's Rent. The man, the myth, the legend. We've talked about Rent a little bit on this podcast, especially early on, as like a formation of our theatrical experiences. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, I think for both of us, like kind of that, like, you know, everybody has like their main root of their passions and interests. It's getting very deep. But I feel like Rent is very specific into like the formation of our love of theater. I mean, you've got a very wild story about Rent. I mean, you saw Rent before you were born. I mean, that's just
in the womb.
In the womb, yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw Rent for the first time as a 7-year-old in my grandmother's living room. Not just.
Was that the movie?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh well, I'll just catch everybody up to speed. My brother brought Rent home, and my parents wouldn't let me watch it. And they said, if you want to watch it, you have to take it and watch it with your grandmother. My grandmother was incredibly progressive, and like, granted, I mean, there's a lot of subject matter in that show that's not appropriate for a 7-year-old necessarily. But I will never forget my parents saying that, and I called my grandmother that night and I said, I'm coming over tomorrow, and we are watching Rent. And she loved it. We had a great time. I'm not even joking. I
know. I'm just picturing this. There's so much to unpack.
I mean, you knew my grandmother. I mean, she came to Spring Awakening. I mean,
But 7-year-old Joel.
I might have been 8 or 9. I might have been 8 or 9. My brother was in high school. He's 6 years older than me, so probably like 9.
I will say I probably could have pulled off some of those types of conversations with my grandmother as well.
Yeah.
Like, my parents won't let me watch this.
I mean, and there were a couple. The thing about this show, especially at that young of an age, like there were a lot of things that I know went over my head the first time I saw it, or like there were just things that I just didn't know about, and I just was like, well, the singing is great. The show is wonderful.
What was their, like, why was their thought process, if you want to watch it, you have to go watch it with your grandma? Did they not want to answer questions?
I don't know. And it's weird because, like, my mom's favorite musical of all time was Gypsy.
Okay.
And I remember watching Gypsy at, like, an uncomfortably young age as well. Like,
right.
Before I saw Rent, I saw Gypsy. And I mean, that whole number, I mean, Act 2, like the end of Act 2, it's like a strip scene, couple strip scenes.
Right.
Like, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, heavier content in the back half of that show,
and Contact isn't in the Rent movie.
No.
So.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's still nudity, there's references to drugs, there's a little bit of everything. But, no, I mean, I don't know what their mindset was there because, again, I would consider both my parents very progressive from that standpoint. And it also really helped that both my parents, I mean, my mom was a little bit more of a musical theater person. Mm-hmm. So, like, she had a little bit more, like, knowledge about it. But my father we said, we got this new musical. We're going to watch it. And he was like, okay, great. He loves Rent.
Yeah.
Like, when he found out we were doing Rent, he lost his mind. He said, when can I buy tickets? Lost his mind. So, it's just one of those things where I feel like
maybe they were testing how badly you wanted to watch it.
Maybe.
And if they decided it was bad enough where you were going to sit there with your grandma and watch it, then it was.
Maybe I'll ask we'll follow up in a future Rent episode. I'll ask my dad what his mindset was then. He probably will be like, I don't remember that happening. I mean, it's 21 years ago, but it's fine.
That's what they always say.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I for me, that was just such like a thing. Like I learned about Rent. I remember talking about Rent. I remember listening to Rent for years. And I mean, that would have been 2007, 2007, 8 maybe. No, it would have been before that. Yeah, like 2006, 2005.
I listened to it on my mom's iPod.
Yeah.
Yep. She had the big iPod that, like, you remember they had like speaker stands for them, and you would.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She had that one.
Was it like the shuffle, iPod shuffle?
I don't remember which one it was, because I had like the thinner, like, not the Nano, not the really tiny one, like the one bigger than that. But this one was thick. I think there were. It had a lot of storage on it.
This is a slight tangent. We're talking about this, then I said other things. Us having this conversation about music devices, and I just think about the kids that have no idea what we're talking about. And like, there are people that we probably work with on shows that have no idea what we're talking about. That makes me nauseous. Like, really, really nauseous. Like, I'm feeling old. I remember like having a CD player, and then I remember, you know,
they'll come back. Record players came back.
Right. Well, and I'm just thinking, like, I remember having the CD player. Well, I remember the tape player, and then I remember the CD player, and then I remember the first iPod that had the there was the one that you didn't have a screen on it, just had the buttons, so you had no idea what music you were gonna play. And then you got the other iPods, the ones with the screen and all the different colors, and I had a blue one. I'll never forget that. And then you got the regular iPod Touch, which was the coolest.
I had my portable CD player.
Oh yeah.
At daycare.
Oh yeah.
I listened to like Britney Spears.
Yeah. And had the little window on it, so you could see the CD spin around. Yeah, yeah.
But then one time I dropped it, and then the CD started skipping, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm
starting to feel old. I think
it
that's
doesn't make me feel old. I think it's cool, because it's like, look how far we've come. I think it's cool that we have our own stuff, because I remember growing up and being like, you know, kind of interested in like Polaroids, records, like those types of things, because we didn't really have access to them. It's like our generation has our own things too. Like, what's a CD player? And you would actually see it spinning, and it's kind of cool. There was this one thing where you had like, I wanted one, I didn't have one, but my friend had one. You could buy a music video.
Oh yeah, and
you put it in a little thing, and then it would play it for you. You could also buy like SpongeBob episodes.
Yes,
and stuff.
Yeah.
They would watch them on the bus.
Was it called Seen It? Is that a thing? Is that what it was called?
Not Seen It. That's a game.
Was that a game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah. I remember seeing. Okay. No, we'll think of it. We'll bring it up.
I'm never gonna remember what it's called, but I remember.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
Because I'm feeling very passionate about it now. I need to know. Or I'll think of it in the middle of this podcast and just scream it out loud.
But I think, you know, the nostalgia for that time of like, you got to be like an active participant in when you consumed things, like, and it was easy to be like, I'm going to listen to this thing now, and then I'm gonna put it down, and like, now that it's at our fingertips all the time, I don't know, sometimes I get tired. I'm just feel like I'm being inundated with information constantly. I'm like, I need to get this thing away from me.
It's just become so accessible. I mean, back in those days, you had to go to the store and buy an iTunes card and like put money on your iTunes account so you could buy what was it, 99 cents or $1.99, and then it went up to $1.29 for songs. And I remember that. God.
I remember getting gift cards, and I would download like cast recordings, different shows.
My favorite thing is you can go through your phone now and you can still see all of those songs that you purchased like 15 years ago. Yeah. And I didn't need all 3 cast albums of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying in high school, but do I own them all? Yes.
And your character didn't sing a single time.
What a wild time.
Wow. Well, which one's the best?
Oh, I have a big affinity for, I think it was the early 90s, the Matthew Broderick, Megan Mullally, Victoria Clark revival of that show. It's really, really good. That's, I think, my favorite out of all of them. But yeah, I think I have a couple versions of that show. I have a couple versions of Anything Goes. Anything that we did in high school. I have the full Footloose album. My favorite thing is when I lose service, but I'm listening to music, it'll just jump into those songs, and I'm like, why do I have this random song from Anything Goes on?
Oh, mine will jump to like High School Musical.
Oh, sure. We're always all in this together. I mean, you know. What a wild time. Rent. Do you remember, we talked briefly before this episode started. I don't remember a lot from the Rent audition process, or like the timing of choosing to do Rent, or like the selection process for Rent. Do you remember, like, I knew we always wanted to do it. Like that was a non-starter. Like it was like,
yeah. I had been applying for it pretty regularly just to see when the rights wouldn't be restricted.
Yes.
And I remember I'd gotten it, and I'm pretty sure, I think we were watching like a Little Shop rehearsal or something, and I like showed you my phone, and it was the Rent contract. Because I just
a year ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, real? Oh, that's right. Okay.
So like that show was probably decided, besides Mamma Mia, probably decided for that season like before almost anything else. And I remember we were like, it was funny because we were posting hints about what shows we were doing on social media, and the woman who runs the other company had kind of a freak out because our Rent hint, she thought we were doing Christmas Carol. And I was like, girl, trust me, I am not touching that. That's
I don't have an affinity for that show.
That is all you.
Yep.
But it was super exciting. And that's kind of like my memory of it. Like I had wanted to do it for such a long time. So the second that we could do it, I was like, we gotta make this happen.
Yeah.
In terms of auditions, I don't have a ton of memories from auditions. I do know, like, we had a lot of people come out, and I think people were surprised at where some people landed. In terms of casting.
That was an understatement.
That was a professional way of saying. We'll get into the tea, but it's, you know, I say this all the time, and I'll say it again. You got to remember, you're seeing people for, like, including callbacks. You're seeing them perform maybe like 2 minutes, and then you're making judgment calls, and you know, we do the best we can with the information we have at the time.
Yeah.
And that's all we can do. And I think it was a really interesting process. I think the casting could have gone a lot of different ways, and like everyone at the table had, you know, kind of different pitches on what should be, and we talked it out until we came to something that we were all happy with.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say two things that, you know, think of, or like I said, I don't remember a whole lot from the audition process, but one thing that I can guarantee, and from the memories that I do have, the interesting thing about Rent is, like us, I feel like that's one of those shows that is just, everybody knows it, especially theater kids and theater people have an affinity for that show. I mean, we all do. I mean, the music, it's one of a kind. The story, one of a kind. Everybody can see themselves in some form or fashion in that show. Like, there's the representation in that show.
It was 90s hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was that generation's hair.
It was an incredible statement of its time that is still so relevant 30 years later. Which is, you know, I think that made people feel so, like, invested in certain roles. And to your point, like, you know, sometimes I wish we could do 30 different versions of the same show and just swap people in and out in different roles, because that really is like one of those things where it's just people were so passionate about those characters because they saw themselves in them, they've lived those experiences, they've
Mm-hmm.
they have grown up with that music, grown up with that story.
Yeah. Part of what I loved about we had one person who is super talented.
Yeah.
Actually works like professionally now.
Mm-hmm.
And young. She was really young
Mm-hmm.
when auditions for this were happening. And she just I saw a lot of myself in her when she was like expressing her want to audition for the show, because it was so much like, just put me anywhere. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to be part of this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for a lot of theater kids, that's how they feel. Like, I mean, for me, I'm like, there are a handful of shows that I feel that way. I'm like, American Idiot, Rent, like,
Yeah.
you need someone to just stand there, like, throw me in,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'll stand there. And it actually surprised me. I mean, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but we ended up with a lot of people who didn't know the whole show. And,
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, I could probably sing the entire show
All
right
right,
now.
go ahead, Miranda.
I'm sure you could too.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, what do you mean you weren't listening to this on repeat until you could sing the entire thing? Like, I just don't.
What were you doing from ages 11
Right.
to 15, or
younger?
8 to...
Younger. What? You weren't, no, never mind.
Yeah. So that's such a great point, in that, like, people, we really did work with a cast that had an affinity for the show. Maybe there was kind of that, what I really love about community theater and musical theater in general is that shows come and go in waves.
Yeah.
Like, you'll see a whole bunch of people do Rent at one period of time, and then it'll be quiet for a while. Like, I haven't seen people do Rent in a while, and I think there was a tour going on for a little bit, and a whole bunch of other miscellaneous things, but, like, I think that was, I'm glad you said that, because I do remember the show in particular, there being people that didn't know the show super well, and I'm like, y'all okay? Like,
right.
I know you're okay,
this
but
wasn't
like,
a canon event for you,
right? Like, you're, and that was the case for several other shows too, where I'm like, you don't know this material. I mean, we'll get you up to speed. Don't worry, and I can't wait for you to find out how it ends. Like, it's just.
Well, I'm super excited because we're doing the school version of Rent this year, and we can talk about that later and like what those changes look like. But the teenagers are like, they're really excited about it. So I'm like,
this is good.
It's having a new life right now. Like, I was talking to someone on our board who has a teenager who's, involved in local theater groups, and he was basically saying, like, they're talking about Rent almost as much as they're talking about Hadestown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the teens, they love Hadestown and The Outsiders. The Outsiders, they cannot get enough of right now.
We could do a whole nother episode on the discovery process of musical theater and certain shows, because it just, Hadestown in particular, it's like, we remember when Hadestown first opened on Broadway back in the year of our Lord 2019, and then this big old pandemic hit, and then it just, like, 2023, 2022, like 2023, it really started to take off again, and the kids just love themselves some Hadestown.
It's kind of cool to, like, see them discover stuff. I mean, do I get tired of hearing them all try to sing Flowers? Yeah, sometimes, but it overall, I mean, right now it's the K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, they're singing those songs like crazy.
What's that song called? It's Golden? No. What is that song called?
I don't know.
I think it's called Golden.
I've heard it.
I don't know.
I've heard it a lot. And
Yeah.
it has a lot of riffs
Mm-hmm.
and high notes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Part of me, that's another, I'm going through a little bit of an existential crisis as I approach my 30th year of life. But I think about that stuff all the time. I'm like, oh, I remember when I saw Hades Town in 2019, all these kids learning about it now, and I'm just feeling all sorts of things, and it just feels old.
I
One of the kids,
You gotta stop.
one of the kids said I had one foot in the grave several months ago.
I probably taught them that.
I do want to bring us back on track. I do want to talk about the rehearsal process a little bit, unless you had other things you wanted to add from auditions.
Just that there was one person who was new to the audition process, and as usual was struggling because they had peers that they cared about that were auditioning. And I remember after the fact, these people didn't necessarily get the roles that they wanted, so they were a little bummed. And they told me that they had texted them and were like, hey, how are you doing, right after the cast list emails came out. And I'm like, you gotta give people time to process. They,
especially in this
they're
situation.
bummed.
Yeah.
Just let them process.
Come to terms with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my friend who auditions for stuff, she said she always gives herself 24-hour grace period of I'm gonna let myself feel this for 24 hours, and then I'm gonna move on. I'm like, yeah.
I love that. Set that expectation for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just wanted to talk real quick, and we can dive deeper into this in our upcoming episodes about Rent, but I have two really, really solid memories from that rehearsal process. This, of course, was all happening during the final weeks of Evil Dead. We started going through this process of rehearsing for Rent. And I'll never forget, we used to, in our former space, they had kind of multiple large rooms. And one of the rooms we were in, especially near the end of our time in that space, we used a large room that was kind of separated with a whole bunch of smaller rooms. And I remember you all were practicing Evil Dead, and I was doing Take Me or Leave Me rehearsal with Katie and one of our other performers. And we're in this room, and I'm hearing everything going on with Evil Dead, and then we're trying to stay on top of getting everything done for Take Me or Leave Me. But what I really loved about that rehearsal process was that everyone, in addition to feeling so passionate about the work, for the most part, everyone was so interested in really knowing who their characters were.
Yeah.
And those characters, there's so much to unpack. And that Take Me or Leave Me rehearsal, I remember both of them being so gung-ho about their characters and really wanting to figure out their relationship and their dynamic together. And it was just a really unique experience. But building off of that, I have said on the podcast before, I'm a big believer in character work. I think it's what differentiates a good show from a great show. It really, when your actors know who they are and who their characters are, it shines on stage. For this show in particular, we tried some really interesting and new things for that character work. And one of my favorite character work rehearsals I've ever had in my life was during Rent. And we did a speed dating. Do you remember speed dating?
Forgot about that.
I loved this. So we had all of the the core characters seated at a table, and they were facing opposite of another performer. And for 3 minutes, those two would discuss what their character's relationship looked like in the show. It was really interesting considering that Rent, that entire, group of characters in that show, everybody has a relationship or interacts with each other in some form or fashion throughout the show. There might have been 1 or 2 people that didn't really see each other very often or didn't engage very much. but like overall, they all interact with each other in some form or fashion. And that was just a really unique way to say, like, hey, take a couple minutes, figure out what your relationship is with this person. How do you feel about them? What do you think about them?
Yeah.
And share those feelings with each other. And I will never forget. And it's not very often that we get to have like 4 hour or 3 hour dedicated rehearsals where we just get to work on character work. But I remember us having a discussion early on about how we wanted that cast to be very comfortable with each other, very focused on who their characters were, what that meant to the story, and really just tied to that story.
Yeah.
So I was very proud of that work that we did. And I thought it really did shine by the end of that process.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. And also from those early rehearsal days, like, I have more to say on rehearsals that we'll get to in part 2 here, but I remember with the venue, for whatever reason, like, they had so many large rooms, but there was a period of time where we were, like, pushed to a hallway between, you remember, like, that area between, like, where our costumes were and stuff? Like, yeah. We were rehearsing there with, like, 20 people. I don't remember what the circumstances were, but it was wild.
Yeah.
It was a wild time.
Yeah. It's a fascinating experience, fascinating time, and I look forward to diving deeper into it.
Yeah. To wrap up, to circle us back, when you're talking about feeling old, with Joseph,
yeah,
he was talking to one of the kids, and Daryl was also like, he was like part of the conversation, was poking fun as Daryl does, and the kid was being sassy with him, and I looked at the kid and I was like, "How old are you?" And he's like, 10. And I said, "I have been dealing with this man," referring to Daryl, "for longer than you've been alive." And he looked at me and he was like, "Wow." I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
One foot in the grave. That's stuck with me. That has stuck with me. And you know, we get older and wiser. We just keep rolling on.
You know, Dakota keeps making these comments too. Here's the thing. If you keep saying you're old before you're actually old, you're just robbing yourself of your younger years. Just let yourself...
I'm getting that on a t-shirt. Oh my gosh. Just stop robbing yourself of your younger years.
Yeah. You're not old. 30's not old. 30's like the new 20. We're living longer and longer these days. You might make it to 100.
I might.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
Amen.
30 is like your 20s, but you actually have some money.
I don't know what you think my 30s are looking like. But
well, I don't know. You've been going to Disney a lot.
Yeah. But yes. Yeah. Well, very good. We'll be checking back in on Rent here in the next couple episodes. Hopefully have some interviews coming up.
And we're not going to pay it.
No, listeners, we are not going to pay that rent.
All right.
See you next time.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for getting snarky with us. We'll see you later.
See you next time.